Hey y'all, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Power here. We are less than 2 weeks away from Christmas 2018. I hope you've got all of your Christmas shopping done and have a little bit of time to relax. I found a few extra hours to get out here in the workshop, so I decided to make this video, another scroll saw project, and in it we are going to be making this very simple nativity as another Christmas 2018 woodworking video. Very simple pattern if you're familiar on the scroll saw, but let me get the pattern attached to this 3/4 inch scrap of wood here and we'll get started. And we're going to begin by getting the pattern cut out and attached to the wood with some basic clear packaging tape. I prefer using clear packaging tape over a lot of spray adhesive for just easier cleanup purposes. This pattern is designed by Steve Good over at scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com and is available as a free pattern download over there. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And here we are drilling for our single internal cut. And we're going to start scrolling. Cutting out the star there. This is scrap 3/4 inch pine. Pine cuts extremely smooth on a scroll saw. I like using pine in my projects because it is easy to shape and it's easy to cut, and I just like working with it. I hope you'll consider giving this video a thumbs up, and if this is your first time to my channel, let me be the first to welcome you to it, and I hope you will consider clicking the subscribe button. Finishing up here, we're beginning our final cut, which is one long smooth arc, and then we will proceed to the next step. All of the scroll work is now done. Now it's time for sanding and cleaning it up and get it ready for assembling. What I'm going to do to get the sawdust out of these little nooks and crannies here on the project and around the figures here, I'm going to use just a simple dollar store toothbrush. For me, it really gets in there, gets it clean, gets the sawdust out, which is very important for this project because what we're going to do is take hot glue here, since this is not going to be supporting any kind of weight, and I'm going to use Mary's figure as an example, is we're going to glue them back in where they came from, but kind of like this, like I've got it here. I hope you can see that real good on camera. What we're going to do is hold her in place, hold all the pieces in place, and run a bead of hot glue on the back side here. And what that'll do when all the pieces are here is give this a very beautiful visual and make the project really stand out. But what we're going to do now is sanding, and then we're going to take this piece back here and make a base over on the table saw and on the router. And here we are cleaning up the pieces with the toothbrush after sanding. I didn't film sanding, it was fairly straightforward, and the toothbrush does a great job of getting in all those nooks and crannies and getting it cleaned up real good. Then we're going to take this second piece of scrap 3/4 inch pine I had and rip it down for the base, and move over to the router and put a nice Roman OG profile on the base to give it some character. And as always with router work, start with your end grain and then do your face grain on your bases. Now we're going to move to assembling everything, and I'm using basic just hot glue here, able to put a dab in there and kind of hold it in place and give the piece a nice 3D effect. I'm sure wood glue could be used to do the figures like this as well. I know some people don't like using hot glue because it tends to be kind of messy, but it worked great for this and able to get the figures in there and give them that nice 3D effect. and I did use wood glue to apply the piece to the base here. I got it centered as best I could, and then used some rubber bands for clamping pressure. I wasn't able to add my spring clamps to this because of the curve of the piece, and I let that dry about 40 minutes and then came back and removed the rubber bands, and the project was completed. And here we have the finished Nativity. I think it turned out beautiful. Like I said, fairly simple project to make over on the scroll saw. Love how that 3D effect happens when you look at it from different angles, above, around, to the left, to the right. Really turned out real good. Now it's ready for finish. As for me, I will probably just put my standby of spray lacquer on it because I love the natural look of woods. This was actually a response to some of the comments I got on the last Christmas video I made of this project, the Crucifixion of Christ. Everybody was telling me that the crucifixion is more Easter based, and yes, I do know that, but the crucifixion is part of the holy story, and at Christmas we kind of celebrate the birth and life of Jesus. So that was why I chose the crucifixion cross. But I've also now made the Nativity, which is the very true meaning of Christmas time, and that is the birth of Jesus Christ. This will probably be my last video upload on YouTube for 2018. I hope you all have a happy and safe Christmas wherever you're traveling. Please be safe. To all of my subscribers, please take care. Always remember you can contact me on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. I love to hear from my subscribers and my friends. Just give hints, tips, shout outs. I love doing that. Once again, I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys in 2019.